Introduction: Unlocking the hidden meaning of the last digit in your birth year. Have you ever heard that just one simple number, the last digit of your birth year, could reveal deep secrets about your past lives? It may sound strange at first, but in Buddhist teachings, this idea holds profound meaning. Each number is not just a symbol, it carries its own spiritual energy, holding memories, lessons, and karmic imprints from your soul's journey through previous lifetimes. You may unknowingly be carrying special talents you can't explain, unusual fears or emotional patterns, or even repeating life challenges, all of which could stem from a past life you no longer remember, yet it still subtly influences the way you think, feel, and live today. Were you once a sage, a warrior, or a lost soul searching for light? Could your current choices, emotions, or habits be shaped by experiences beyond this lifetime? Have you ever felt a strange attachment to a place you've never been, or had a recurring dream so vivid that it leaves you puzzled? These may not be coincidences at all. They could be signals from your subconscious, gently nudging you to reconnect with a part of your spiritual history. In this video, you'll join me in decoding the spiritual meaning of the last digit of your birth year, from 0 to 9, to uncover who you might have been in a past life, the karmic lessons you're here to complete, and how understanding all this can help you walk more clearly on your life path. Get ready, because what you're about to discover might just change how you see yourself and your purpose forever. The hidden meaning behind numbers, your spiritual link to past lives. In Buddhist philosophy, life is not a starting point. It's simply one part of a vast continuous cycle called samsara, the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. Your soul has walked through many lifetimes, learning lessons, creating karma, and shaping the very energy that defines who you are today. And among the many signs your soul leaves behind, the last digit of your birth year acts as a spiritual fingerprint. This one digit holds karmic messages, clues about who you were before this life, the lessons you are still meant to learn, and the spiritual gifts you carry deep within, waiting to be awakened. While Western numerology often focuses on personality traits or destiny, Buddhist numerology dives into something deeper, the karma behind your experiences. It doesn't just describe who you are, but why your soul chose certain challenges and how these patterns have followed you from lifetime to lifetime. Have you ever wondered why certain types of difficulties keep repeating in your life? You attract similar relationships again and again, or why some parts of life feel like they were already scripted. These aren't random. Buddhist numerology reveals that your soul might be working through unfinished business or learning to overcome obstacles you've carried across lifetimes. When you finally begin to understand the message hidden in your number, something powerful happens. You don't just gain information, you gain awareness. You start seeing the invisible patterns behind your decisions, emotions, and relationships. You start to realize that the loops in your life, the same struggles, the same emotions, are not punishments, but signposts pointing you toward spiritual evolution. From that moment, life no longer feels like something happening to you. It becomes something happening through you. Armed with this awareness, you can step off the hamster wheel of old karma and begin to live with intention, clarity, and awakening. You'll no longer be bound by the past, you'll be guided by it. If your last digit is 0, the soul of the spiritual seeker. If the last digit of your birth year is 0, you carry within you a powerful connection to infinity, the eternal cycle of rebirth, and a deep inner link to the spiritual realms. In Buddhist numerology, 0 is not nothing. It represents the perfect circle, symbolizing the ongoing rhythm of birth, death, and rebirth. Your soul may have lived as a sage, a hermit, or a guardian of sacred teachings. You are not drawn to fame or worldly success. Instead, your heart is called toward the mysteries of the universe, the depths of consciousness, and truths that lie beyond logic. You are someone who often looks inward, questioning the deeper meaning behind life, existence, and suffering. You may have a natural affinity for meditation, spiritual studies, or metaphysical ideas that many others find confusing or abstract. Your soul has likely spent lifetimes exploring inner realms, seeking silence over noise, truth over comfort. But this spiritual depth comes with its own challenges. Because of your strong spiritual orientation, you may often feel like an outsider, like you don't fully belong in the material world. Ordinary life may feel superficial to you. You might struggle to connect with common goals like wealth, fame, or status, and feel an ongoing yearning for something more, something meaningful, purposeful, divine. This sense of isolation, or even subtle sadness, isn't a flaw. It's a karmic echo from past lives where you might have lived in retreat, separated from society in order to cultivate spiritual insight. But in this life, your soul is being asked to do something different. Your karmic lesson in this lifetime is to find balance. Balance between inner awakening and outer action, between solitude and service. You are not meant to escape the world, but to bring light into it. When you learn to carry the wisdom of stillness into daily life, when you begin to share your insight in simple, compassionate ways, you transform both your own soul and the lives of those around you. You don't need to shout your truth. Your presence alone can awaken others. Your calmness, your clarity, your quiet strength, these are your gifts to the world. You are a living bridge between the seen and the unseen, and when you live in alignment with this truth, you feel whole again. Affirmation: I am a light for those seeking their path. I connect with the infinite and share awakening with the world. If your last digit is 1, the reborn leader. If the last digit of your birth year is 1, your soul likely carries the imprint of someone who once walked the path of leadership, courage, and initiative. In your past life, you may have been a ruler, a commander, or a trailblazer, someone who wasn't afraid to step forward and lead others through uncertain terrain. In Buddhist numerology, the number 1 represents individual strength, pioneering spirit, and the ability to influence and inspire. You were likely the one people looked to in times of challenge, someone who had a vision, made bold decisions, and turned ideas into action. That same leadership energy lives within you today. You may naturally find yourself taking charge in group settings, offering direction when others hesitate, or feeling responsible for bringing order to chaos. Whether you're aware of it or not, others often look to you for guidance, and your presence alone can shape the course of events. But with great power comes great karmic responsibility. Your past life leadership may have brought you to high places, but it could also have left behind a trail of karmic lessons. Perhaps in a previous life you pushed too hard, ruled with pride, or neglected the emotional needs of those you led. This may be why, in this life, you sometimes feel as if success slips through your fingers, no matter how hard you try. This isn't punishment, it's your soul's invitation to lead with humility rather than ego. Your karmic task is to shift from control to compassion. You are not here to dominate, but to uplift. True leadership in this life means listening more, collaborating with openness, and guiding others with wisdom, not force. You don't need to have all the answers, you just need to hold space for others to find theirs. When you embrace this gentler, more conscious form of leadership, you not only step into your power, you help others rise with you. Your mission is clear: to lead by example, to inspire not by commanding, but by being kind, being fair, being courageous enough to serve with integrity. You were born to lead, but in this life, your greatest strength lies not in controlling others, but in helping them see their own light. Affirmation: I lead with kindness and wisdom. I inspire others through the strength of my character. If your last digit is 2, the soul of the peacemaker. If the last digit of your birth year is 2, Your soul carries the calm and gentle energy of a peacemaker, a harmonizer, and a healer of hearts from past lives. In a previous incarnation, you may have been a spiritual counselor, a monk, a diplomat, or someone who devoted themselves to resolving conflict and building understanding between people. You weren't drawn to power or spotlight. Instead, your gift was in listening deeply, feeling the emotions of others, and helping them find comfort and clarity during times of tension or sadness. You acted as a bridge between hearts, always seeking unity where there was division. In this life, that same compassionate nature still lives within you. You likely have a deep empathy for others and an instinct to keep peace wherever you go. You might be the person in your family or workplace who always steps in to calm tempers, mend broken relationships, or ease misunderstandings. But this powerful gift comes with its own set of karmic lessons. Your desire to help everyone feel safe and happy may lead you to suppress your own needs. You might find it difficult to say no, even when your own energy is running low. You may put others first so often that you start to lose touch with what you truly want or need. In your past life, you may have sacrificed too much of yourself in service of peace, giving endlessly without receiving. That pattern could be repeating now as a chance to learn a higher truth. Compassion includes yourself. Your karmic journey in this life is to understand that loving others deeply must begin with loving yourself first. Setting healthy boundaries is not selfish, it is sacred. You are here to learn that you can bring healing to others without draining your own light. You don't need to carry everyone's burden. Your presence, your listening, and your calm energy are already healing in themselves. Helping others doesn't mean solving every problem. It means walking with them while honoring your own path too. Your soul's mission is to be a model of inner balance and gentle strength. When you care for yourself as much as you care for others, you become an even greater source of peace, because you're not giving from emptiness, but from wholeness. Affirmation: I create peace from within and honor the value of my own soul. If your last digit is 3, the soul of the inspirer. If the last digit of your birth year is 3, your soul carries the vibrant, expressive energy of a messenger, a storyteller, or a creative guide. In past lives, you may have been a poet, spiritual teacher, artist, or someone who used words, music, or imagery to awaken the hearts of others. You were born with the gift of expression, not just to speak, but to move people emotionally and spiritually. Your role wasn't just to entertain, but to inspire transformation, to connect human experience with divine truth through beauty, honesty, and meaning. In this life, that sacred energy still flows through you. You may feel an urge to express yourself creatively through writing, speaking, art, or simply by being your true, expressive self in daily life. You have a sharp intuition, a rich inner world, and a natural sense of empathy that allows you to understand and reflect the emotions of others. But this gift often comes with a hidden wound. Because you feel so deeply, you may also fear being misunderstood, judged, or rejected. At times, you might find yourself holding back, afraid to share your truth or to let the world see the real you. You may wear a mask to protect your vulnerability, pretending to be okay, to fit in, or to keep peace at the cost of your voice. Yet your greatest power lies exactly in what you're most afraid to show, your authentic self. The karmic lesson you are meant to embrace in this life is this: your soul didn't come here to please everyone. It came here to shine, not through perfection, but through truth. When you allow yourself to speak from the heart, even if it feels raw or scary, you give others permission to do the same. You don't need to be loud or dramatic. Your honesty, your vulnerability, your creativity, that is your magic. You are here to ignite something in others. Your story, your words, your art, even your energy has the power to lift people out of their darkness and remind them of the beauty in life. Your soul's mission is to express and to inspire, not by pretending to be someone else, but by daring to be completely, unapologetically you. Affirmation: I inspire others by sharing my truth with honesty and heart. My authenticity is my greatest gift. If your last digit is 4, the soul of the builder. If the last digit of your birth year is 4, your soul carries the grounded, enduring energy of a builder, architect, or planner from past lives. In your previous incarnations, you were likely someone who laid the foundations, literally or spiritually. You may have helped build temples, establish sacred communities, or bring structure and stability to a world in chaos. You didn't just build with your hands, you built with vision and purpose. Your energy is marked by a deep sense of responsibility, practical wisdom, and a need for order. You thrive in structure, and you naturally seek ways to create a life that is solid, safe, and dependable. In this lifetime, you may find yourself gravitating toward roles where you can organize, protect, and build something lasting, whether in your work, your family, or your inner world. But with this grounded energy also comes a challenge. Having lived through times of instability or loss in a past life, your soul still remembers the chaos. This can lead to an intense fear of change. You may instinctively build emotional walls to keep life predictable and safe. You may resist letting go or find it difficult to trust the unknown. Your karmic lesson in this life is learning to release control and trust the greater plan of the universe. While stability is your strength, too much rigidity can prevent growth. True mastery for the soul of a builder comes not just from constructing strong foundations, but from knowing when to bend, adapt, and welcome transformation. You are not here to live in fear of what might change. You are here to become a builder who can face the winds of life, not by resisting, but by adjusting your sails. The moment you embrace flexibility, when you allow yourself to evolve, to shift, to let go of old systems that no longer serve, you'll unlock a new level of growth, both spiritually and emotionally. You still carry the strength to build, but now your soul is being asked to build with wisdom, trust, and flow. Affirmation: I build my life with strength and stability, while staying open to change as a vital part of my growth. If your last digit is 5, the soul of the seeker. If the last digit of your birth year is 5, your soul carries the spirit of freedom, exploration, and a deep desire for new experiences. In past lives, you were likely a traveler, a pilgrim, a seeker of truth, or a spiritual wanderer, someone drawn to discovering the unknown, whether through lands, knowledge, or inner realms. Your soul remembers walking many paths, encountering countless cultures, ideas, and teachings. You were not made for stillness, you were made for movement. Even now, in this lifetime, you have a magnetic presence. You bring fresh ideas, excitement, and dynamic energy to any space you enter. You're the type who questions norms, breaks routine, and follows the calling of curiosity. But this energetic flow also comes with challenges. You may often feel restless, impulsive, or find it hard to commit to one path for too long. The thrill of change can become addictive, leaving you scattered or feeling like you're always chasing something, but never quite arriving. This is the karmic lesson of the number 5. True freedom doesn't come from running away or constantly seeking something new. It comes from within, a soul that knows peace wherever it stands. Your journey now is to learn to anchor your energy, not by limiting your adventurous spirit, but by directing it with clarity and mindfulness. You are here to explore, but with intention, not escape. To roam freely, not to avoid pain, but to grow from it. And to embrace change, not as a way to flee discomfort, but to transform from the inside out. When you learn to ground yourself in your inner world, you'll realize that freedom is not about the next destination. It's about the awareness and purpose you bring to the path you're walking right now. Affirmation: I am free in my mind and heart. I choose a path that nourishes true growth. If your last digit is 6, the soul of the healer and protector. If the last digit of your birth year is 6, your soul embodies the sacred energy of a nurturer, healer, and guardian. In your past lives, you may have been a spiritual mother, a village healer, or a caretaker of your community, someone who offered comfort, safety, and wisdom. You were a source of emotional warmth and support, the person others turn to when in need of guidance or care. In this lifetime, that nurturing spirit still lives within you. You're likely someone who feels deeply, who naturally offers compassion, and who becomes a pillar of strength and emotional stability for your family or community. But here's the important karmic lesson. You must learn to care for yourself with the same love and dedication you offer others. You can't pour from an empty cup. Your soul's journey now is about balance, learning that self-care is not selfish but essential. When you give endlessly without receiving, you risk burning out, feeling unseen, or becoming emotionally depleted. This is often the lingering karma of past lives spent in self-sacrifice. Now, your spiritual task is to recognize that your well-being matters too. You are not just here to hold others, you're also here to heal and honor yourself. Embracing boundaries, making time to rest, and allowing yourself to receive love are not signs of weakness. They are acts of wisdom. In doing so, you can continue to serve others from a place of wholeness and strength. Affirmation: I care for others with love, and I care for myself with gratitude and gentleness. If your last digit is 7, the soul of inner wisdom and spiritual healing. If the last digit of your birth year is 7, it reveals that your soul carries the energy of a solitary healer, a spiritual seeker, or a silent sage, one who has walked the deep path of inner truth in past lives. You likely lived quietly, immersed in contemplation and introspection. Perhaps you were a monk, a hermit, a philosopher, or a spiritual mentor, someone who guided others through subtle presence and profound wisdom. In this lifetime, that same quiet depth lives on in you. You have a strong intuitive mind, deep spiritual insight, and a natural empathy for others' pain. But along with these gifts, you may often feel isolated, misunderstood, or emotionally distant from the fast-moving world around you. This disconnection isn't accidental, it's karmic. You've carried over the energies of solitude and reflection from lives dedicated to spiritual service. However, your karmic lesson now is different. You are here to step out of isolation and share your wisdom. You no longer need to hide your light to remain pure. In fact, your spiritual growth will deepen the more you allow yourself to connect genuinely with others. You are not meant to walk this path alone anymore. Your healing energy, when shared, becomes a bridge. When you open your heart, you not only help others heal, you also allow yourself to receive the love and connection your soul has long yearned for. Affirmation: I use my wisdom and healing energy to connect, uplift, and open myself to receive love in return. If your last digit is 8, the soul of purpose and power. If the last digit of your birth year is 8, your soul carries the powerful energy of mission, leadership, and material mastery from past lives. You may have once been a leader, a visionary entrepreneur, a high-ranking official, or someone who held great influence in the realms of wealth, politics, or society. Your spirit remembers the weight and the responsibility of power. In this life, you are naturally drawn to ambition, achievement, and making a meaningful mark on the world. You likely have a strong will, sharp instincts, and a deep inner drive to build something lasting, whether it's a business, a legacy, or a vision that impacts many lives. However, with this powerful karmic imprint also comes an important spiritual lesson. In your past incarnations, if you misused power or were wounded by greed, you may now face unpredictable rises and falls in fortune. You may find that success is within reach, but not always easy to sustain until your soul learns to balance ambition with compassion. Your karmic lesson is this: true success is not just about personal gain, it's about purpose. You're not here just to build wealth or reach high status. You're here to lead with wisdom, to use your influence to uplift others, and to merge spiritual ethics with worldly achievement. When you align your goals with a higher mission, when you choose integrity over ego and service over self-interest, you unlock the highest version of your power. You can be a force for transformation, not just in your own life, but in the lives of many. You are here to master the material world without being enslaved by it. To rise, not just for yourself, but so you can pull others up with you. Affirmation: I use my strength to create meaningful success, always rooted in spiritual values and collective good. If your last digit is 9, the soul of compassion and service. If the last digit of your birth year is 9, you are an old soul, one who has walked through many lifetimes, carrying the sacred role of teacher, healer, or humanitarian. You carry within you a boundless heart, a deep capacity for unconditional love, and a calling to serve something greater than yourself. In your past lives, you may have been a spiritual guide, a revolutionary for justice, or a caretaker of humanity, always striving to uplift those around you and ease the suffering of others. In this lifetime, that mission continues. You may feel a constant pull towards service, a natural urge to help, to give, to make the world a more compassionate place. You feel most alive when your actions carry meaning, when you're able to make a positive difference, whether on a small scale or global one. But this noble energy also brings a delicate karmic lesson. Because your soul is so deeply wired for empathy and service, you may fall into the trap of overgiving, sacrificing yourself for others to the point of exhaustion. You may attract people who take advantage of your kindness, or find yourself constantly trying to fix others while quietly neglecting your own needs. The lesson for your soul is clear. You are not here to save the world alone. You must learn to honor your own limits, to love yourself as deeply as you love humanity. True service isn't about self-sacrifice. It's about sustainable giving that comes from a full, radiant heart. When you care for your own energy first, you become a beacon of love and light that can inspire and uplift without burning out. Your mission is to serve with wisdom, not just compassion, to know when to step forward and when to step back and allow others to grow. You are a soul of deep purpose, carrying the final step in the spiritual journey, the merging of wisdom, compassion, and self-awareness. Affirmation: I serve with love and wisdom while honoring my own boundaries and needs. Final thoughts: what you know about yourself is just a small part of the truth. Now, you've discovered what the last digit of your birth year reveals about your past lives, your spiritual essence, and the path your soul is continuing to walk. But remember, knowing the number is only the beginning. The real question is, how will you choose to live differently from this moment on, now that you've seen yourself more clearly? You may carry the energy of a leader, like those born under 1 or 8, a healer, like 2, 6, or 9, or a spiritual wanderer who once sought truth in solitude, like 7 or 0. But these are not labels, they are keys. Keys to help you understand the emotions that keep repeating in your life, the decisions you keep making without fully knowing why, the silent pain you thought you left behind but still lingers deep within. Buddha taught, to know yourself is to free yourself. And if you truly seek transformation, start with this. Accept everything: your past, your karmic imprints, your shadows, and the unseen limits that still shape your life. Then make a quiet vow to live with more awareness, more intention, to dare to let go of the patterns that no longer serve you, to walk a path that feels right for your soul, even if it's different from what others expect. Remember, if you're a 1 or 8, lead the way, but don't forget to listen. If you're a 2, 6, or 9, love others deeply, but don't abandon yourself. If you're a 3 or 5, inspire the world, but stay deeply connected to your own heart. If you're a 4 or 7, build, guide, and heal, but don't close your spirit off from others. If you're a 0, be a spiritual trailblazer, but don't forget to live fully present in this human experience. And finally, imprint this truth in your soul. I am not bound by my past. I am supported by it to live more fully, more deeply, and more in alignment with my soul each day. When you live in alignment with your spiritual mission, you don't just heal yourself, you awaken the souls around you. Are you ready to continue your journey of self-discovery? Leave a comment below. I'm ready to live in alignment with my soul.